So have you asked yourself what epitaph you might want on your tombstone? Wisdom cut to the chase on that one, asking, facing the end of your life, what have you accomplished spiritually? When you get to the end of your days, did you get what you wanted from life? Did you do what you wanted? Or did you do what you were supposed to do? Oh, you may have a bigger house, a newer car, a big bank account, an established career. Jesus calls them bigger barns. What investment did you accrue spiritually? That's the real reason we're here after all, isn't it? To re-emerge with God, to become yet another being. Yet most, I hazard to say, won't be any closer to God than when they were born. And if you lived a relatively decent life, there'll be an opportunity to recycle. But who wants to return here? Wisdom says these are the most barbaric times in human history. And if you're lucky enough to be born a healthy American today, you're doing better than 99% of the world's population. So what odds are you playing? But if you've lived a destructive, malicious life, one centered on self, chances are you won't. That energy that is you may cease to exist. I was watching OPB the other day on the history of game shows. I'd missed the beginning, but picked it up chronologically when they were discussing the golden age in the 60s and 70s. Shows such as Jeopardy, The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, Let's Make a Deal, What's My Line, Hollywood Squares. These were in their heyday. And it occurred to me that life is often like Let's Make a Deal. It's the three temptations in the New Testament. And Monty Hall is Satan. Remember, Satan is self, ego. And it's guided you up a pinnacle where you're blinded from the present with fear and desire. You're wondering which prize to choose, tempting God. Should I stay currently with what I have? Maybe opt for the box Monty is pointing to presently? Or should I risk it all and try for the curtain behind which Carol Merrill is standing? Sadly, often only afterward do we ask ourselves, what was I thinking? Rather than asking God concurrently, what is right? To the victor the spoils, ego says. Hell, that's what the secret espouses. The world is for our taking. All you have to do is focus your attention. But is it right? Where is God in the equation? Jesus never climbed up on that pinnacle. He found himself up there. And faced with choices, he asked. He asked and he listened. Then he obeyed. Fear and desire are what motivate humans and what keeps them bound to the earth. They celebrate success, life's acquisitions and accomplishments, as though any of that really mattered. Desire focuses your thoughts on the future. I want this or that. The same is true for fear and regret and anger regarding the past. But neither the past nor the future is real. So it's important to stay vigilant on remaining present, the only real moment anyway. In the present is where you quiet your mind. In the present is where you hear God and operate in righteousness. Situations will come to you over and over and over again. It's imperative that you're able to discern wisdom from ego. Ego steals the peace of the present by pushing its agenda down our collective throats, and it was never meant to rule. Your happiness should not be contingent on you getting what it wants sometimes in the future, nor rectifying some past indiscretion either committed by you or someone else. All of that just steals the present, one moment at a time. That's how it's done, one moment at a time. And it'll steal your entire life. Your goal must be to break the binds to the earth, so you don't recycle, so you can evolve and move on. Jesus says, in my Father's house are many mansions. Ask, God will answer. But if you don't hear it, give yourself the litmus test. Is it clean, clear, pure, innocent, and true? If it's not those things, then it's not right and you shouldn't be doing it. That is, if you want to regenerate.